Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been a very long time. I just got back from the airport because I renewed my badge. You need to renew your badge when your birthday approaches. So my birthday is in March 20th, so I decided to renew it today. There was no line. And usually when I renew my badge at the badging office, there's usually like a long line that takes me about 2 hours. I haven't been uploading any videos. My last video was when I uploaded my reaction to Blackpink's Pink Venom, which was in August. A lot of things happened. Well, I'm here to update you guys. I just moved out. I didn't vlog anything. I stayed quiet because the past few months have been really stressful. I got a new job. Actually, this job with this new airline, I started with them around the same time that I moved out to my new apartment. So things have been looking up for me. I feel like this year has been the most adulting I've ever done. I feel like this is when it hit me that I need to look out for myself and I don't have anyone to depend on. So I've been very happy actually. The past few months were stressed out, but it feels really good that I can say that I did all of that. I was able to move out to an apartment on my own. I mean, with the help of my brother as well. Like, we worked together to get out of from my dad's house. I got a new puppy. Her name's Bella. I'm gonna go get her really quick. Here, this is Bella. I don't think I ever shown you guys to Bella, but Bebe, say hi to my channel. Say hi. She likes to bite. She likes to nibble. She likes to eat. She likes everything. She likes to cause a lot of trouble. She likes skin. She likes to lick skin. She's a beagle. She's also a mix of a Japanese Akita dog. So Bella's from my coworker's friend. I found out that she was giving away puppies, and I went for it. Me and my boyfriend got her for free. But then like the expenses afterwards was a lot. I knew it was gonna be a lot. I knew dogs were gonna be so expensive, but like she's so active. She likes to run around the house, and I mean the apartment. I live in a second floor and it's just tough because she just wants to keep running around, and I feel bad for the neighbor downstairs. Right, Bella? I want to show you what happened. This is my foot cream, and she bit she chewed it. She chewed it really well, like a toy. Look, she's biting my capo. But what are you doing? She just judges me all the time. If you've been wanting to move out of your parents' house, I recommend it because the peace of mind that you get from this is priceless. It's priceless. If you've been thinking, if you're 18, if you want to move out, just do it. I'm 26, and it's been a little too late for me, but it's nice. It's really nice. And I actually want to talk about the airline that I worked for. So this airline, it's a Canadian airline. It's probably one of the best airline jobs that I've worked for because of how easy the daily routine, the daily job routine is. Unlike all the other airlines I've worked, the first airline that I worked for, British Airways, that one was I was working with WFS, which is Worldwide Flight Services, and they took out money from my paycheck to pay for parking at the airport, and that was ridiculous. I only got $13 an hour, I believe. I think it was $13 to $15, which wasn't even enough. It wasn't worth it. The shifts sucked because I had to work 2 shifts. There were split shifts, so I had to work from 10 a.m. to 2. That was the first flight of the day. It goes to London. The second flight is from 5 to 8. 5 to, and it's sometimes delayed. So if it's delayed till like midnight, I stay all the way till midnight. And that was terrible because these flights were huge. The first flight you go home after you're done with it, and then you have to come back to the airport. It sucked. The uniforms were nice. I liked that. It was really, it looked like I was a flight attendant working, but I was just a gate agent, and I had to wear heels. It was, my feet hurt. I probably could have worn flats, but I thought heels worked better with the uniform. It was my first airline job, so I just dealt with it. I thought, it's gonna be fine. I'll stick to this. And then COVID happened, so I got laid off from that job. This was 2019, and I got a call saying, oh, do you want to come back to work for another airline under that organization, under that company? And I said, no thank you, because the airline that they were offering me sucked. It was one of the worst airlines. I would never work for them. And then I worked at a sushi restaurant I used to work for. It was only like a few months, and then I went back to the airport, but this time it's not an international airport, or an international airline. It's a domestic airline. And I never saw myself working for this airline. I stayed in it for like a year, and it was so, I would say it was tolerable, but I don't know, I was able to stick with them for a year. And I worked for Spirit. The pay was pretty good. I was getting a lot of pay. The uniforms were comfortable. It was domestic, so the planes arrived back to back. And it was so busy all the time because people are flying domestic. It's not like international. You have to come in like 3 to 4 hours prior to departure. Domestic planes, you can just come in like 30 minutes. You can show up right there, and if your plane's leaving in 40 minutes, you can just hop on easy as long as you have your documents. This one was interesting because this is when I learned how to use the jet bridge. When I worked for British Airways, didn't know how to use the jet bridge. And when I came back for Spirit Airlines, got trained. It was like a month and a half when I was learning it, because I'm scared. I was scared how to use the jet bridge, and I could possibly hit the planes. The thought of that scared me, and I have anxiety, so I was like shaking. I'm shaking while I'm using the jet bridge. Everything new is scary. So I got signed off, and then I actually had fun. After I got signed off, I met planes here and there, back and forth. I attached the jet bridge, I pulled back the jet bridge, and then it became like a routine, and it was like nothing to me anymore. I started with a night shift. It was nice because I come in around like 4, and then I leave at midnight. it was a lot of hours. I made a lot of hours because Spirit has a lot of delays, a lot of red-eye flights and delays. I made a lot of friends, and I worked for operations after being a gate agent, so that was pretty cool. From counter to gate, and then I worked operations all in a span of a year, so I was really proud of that transition. But then I had to leave because I found a job with Swissport. So I was liking my job with Spirit, but I wanted to go back to the international side because I was getting burnt out. It was to the point where I was getting depressed because I couldn't do the hobbies I wanted to do. So I found a job with Swissport. They were hiring. So I left Spirit, and this is my third airline job. So this one is called Flair. It's a Canadian airline, and that's the first time I've ever worked for a Canadian airline. And it's international, so I was really excited about it. So I learned everything. I come to my new job like a clean slate. Like I try to act like I don't know anything. How do you say that? But I'm not like a know-it-all. When I come to a new job, I try to pretend I don't know anything, because what if I don't know anything at all? Like, even though I had experience. So because this is a new airline, I have to get certified again at the jet bridge. So I got certified, and I was doing flights. This one was interesting because this one was easy compared to Spirit. Spirit, I had to work 6 flights in a day in the morning. With Flair, I only worked 2 flights. But this one, because it was Swissport and I wasn't making enough, I was only part-time. They guaranteed me full-time after a few months, but they didn't. It's a lie. I got sick of it because I wasn't getting enough hours. So I asked to be put in another airline. So this was interesting because I worked 2 airlines sometimes in one day, which is Flair in the morning, and then I would work a swoop flight at night. So in a span of like 5 months that I stayed with Swissport, I learned to do 2 airlines, which are both Canadian airlines. They both have different policies, both have different bag policies. The way they do things are both different. So it was like my mind sometimes gets confused, because when you're at the gate and you're making announcements at the gate, you have to mention the airline, but sometimes I would forget that what airline I'm working for at the moment, so I would say a different airline. There would be times where, oh, I'm working Swoop, oh, I'm working Flair, I shouldn't be saying this, that. Both were fun. They were small Canadian airlines. We'd have cancellations, but they were rare. We'd have delays. Actually, there were a lot of delays. So I ended it with Swissport after like 5 months, and then I applied for Air Canada. So Air Canada is not under any company, or I wasn't hired under a third-party organization, just like Swissport and WFS. So this one is a direct airline, and I was really happy and I was so excited because I get the full benefits with this one, and I haven't even used the benefits yet, but I'm really excited. I'm currently on my 6-month probation. Just like Spirit, I get a raise, full benefits of dental, medical, insurances, the flight benefits, which is really good. The uniforms are really nice. I actually got my uniforms complete set in the span of like 5 months. They're really nice. Maybe one of these days I'll show you guys what I got. But I really like my job with Air Canada because they make it so easy, and I'm so glad that Las Vegas is not a connection hub. What that means is people travel to Las Vegas to see Las Vegas. Like, this is their last destination. so there's no one connecting. It will be rare that they would connect through Las Vegas to, let's say, San Francisco, but leaving from Las Vegas, we would have connections to Paris, or Toronto to Paris, or like Vancouver to Dubai. If it's delayed, you have to find them a flight that will make them to their final destination, and that one is a lot of brain work. It's a lot of computer brain work kind of thing, and I'm kind of need more training on that, because the system with Air Canada I don't really understand fully. Unlike the system with Spirit was so easy, but coming to Air Canada I have to learn this whole new system. It's making it really hard for me right now because I don't do the delays and the cancellations a lot. Some of my coworkers, they know how to do the rebooking themselves, but I wasn't trained for that software. But we'll see, maybe I'll get good at it. But with Spirit, because delays happen so much, that I was able to easily look up connections. And because Spirit has so many flights, I could easily, if this LA flight gets canceled, there's another LA flight I can put them on. If this the connection is canceled, I can put them on a different flight. There's so many options, and there's so many planes. But with Air Canada, the only thing is Air Canada here in Vegas only has we only have 3 or 4 flights in the morning and 1 at night. And if one gets canceled, because there's only one of each state, one of each, which is 1 to Vancouver, 1 or 2 to Toronto, 1 to Montreal. One of them gets canceled, then I'd have to send them to another airline. But what if that's full? That means they have to go to the next day. So there's not a lot of options. It's an easy job because it's easier than all the airlines I've worked for. I get my full 8-hour shift even if there's no planes. I can still stay, and I have the option to leave early if I need to go get to my appointments and stuff like that. So I'm really satisfied. I don't know if you want me to go more briefly into working at the airport and what are the things you need, requirements to apply, to be qualified to work at the airport. If you guys want me to do that, put comments down below. Maybe I could do more videos about it. This video's been very long, so I'll just end it here. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.